Named the starter for this week. Just what did that mean when you heard the news, or when Kirk first told you that you were going to be starting this week?
Yeah, it meant a lot. All the stuff that I've worked for and the trust they have in me, and it means a ton to be able to be a starter at Iowa football.
Coming off that last game, what kind of confidence and momentum do you take out of what you did against Northwestern and maybe carry that forward?
Yeah, it goes both ways. You got to take the confidence and take the things that you did well from that game, but also you kind of got to forget about it and move on, because this is a new team, new game, and being a starter is a little different than coming in halfway through. So, take both from it.
It seems like you bring a lot of energy onto the field. Is that kind of what you try to do? I mean, you're out there jumping around, you're down blocking for Pascuzzi on the big. I mean, just describe your love for football and the energy you try to bring.
Yeah, it's something how I was raised. How my dad taught me to play the game is with full effort. Give all your energy, all your effort, and control the controllables, and that's what I try to do out there. I feel like that does bring a little energy and makes it a lot of fun.
Brendan, have you had a moment to reflect a little bit within the last 72 hours of just being at Northwestern, where you're kind of off and on as the starter, and then hitting the portal, and then ending up here, and then getting your first meaningful snaps between the 20s? Have you had a moment to really think about and reflect a little bit on the journey?
Yeah, definitely. I think after the game, sat down with my family and had some food and just reflected on my time at Northwestern and how much it meant to go out there and get the win against them after what happened, transfer portal and all that stuff. So, it was an amazing feeling. Definitely something that I'll carry with me for the rest of my life. But, excited to be on to this week and to be the starter this week for sure.
You named the starter, which maybe was a goal you wanted to get here and play. But now is it kind of like, hey, no time to relax? Like I got a job to do, a business to take care of. Is that kind of the mentality now?
100%.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah. There's no foot on the gas. Foot on the gas from here on out. Got to keep getting better. We got a lot of goals for this team and for this season. So got to keep trying to attain those.
I know you and Kate are close. Since you were named the starter, has he had any big advice for you? Anything he's told you? Anything that any wisdom he's imparted, I guess?
Nothing in particular. I mean, he's always going to be in my corner. He's told me that, and so he's told me he's got my back, and so I appreciate that from him. I'll take any nuggets from him I can get. He's a smart football player, and just anything from him I can get, I'll take it.
One of the main things you bring to the offense is obviously your athleticism and your running ability. Kind of describe to me, when you're out there and a play kind of breaks down, what are you seeing, and is there a moment that you think hey, I can really turn this into something big with my feet? And how do you decide when to do that with your feet and get out of the pocket and move?
Yeah, it's all about timing. If I get through my first couple of reads and I'm feeling like I'm off timing, or I feel like something's breaking down in the pocket, then I'll try and get out of there and look to pass first. See if there's guys going downfield, breaking coverage, and then try and use my feet as a last resort.
This will be the third season where you didn't start the season as a starter, but you're coming in to start a game. What's important to be able to come out and perform in that type of role, in that type of setting?
Yeah, the role of a backup is to be prepared in all circumstances, and so just being able to go throughout this season and preparing like I'm the starter has kind of helped me to get to this role now, and hopefully to play to the best of my abilities.
What's the Wisconsin game mean to you? I mean, this is a team you've probably played before, and it's a rivalry game for Iowa. Anything in particular about this rivalry game that stands out to you?
I mean, just like any Big Ten team, they're a tough team, gritty team that plays super hard, fly to the ball. So it's gonna be a tough game, just like any other Big Ten game. Every win's hard to obtain, and so that's just kind of what I've seen on film so far.
Am I remembering correctly that Wisconsin was your Northwestern debut?
Yeah, it was kind of the same situation as the Northwestern game, but yeah, that was the first kind of game I played in. Yeah.
What kind of do you remember from that?
Not too fond of a memory. We lost pretty big, so hopefully we can switch that around at a different program.
What was your recruiting process like in high school?
Yeah, so I had the whole MAC conference, and then I was kind of narrowing that down, and then Northwestern came in the picture late, and I committed to them right away.
Were they your only
Power 5?
Only Power 5. Did you feel like, did COVID have an impact on your recruiting process?
Yeah, I think so, but at the same time, I think everything happens for a reason. I think I went there for a reason. I also didn't play quarterback too many years before my junior. My junior is my second year playing quarterback in high school, and so that kind of had an impact too. But yeah, I'm happy for how it all worked out.
Going back to the Northwestern game, did I see it? You were kind of chirping on the DBs after your touchdown?
Yeah, I mean, just laughing with them. Those are guys that, I basically became a man with, just spent 3 years with, and I have a lot of memories with those guys. So it's just kind of surreal. See them in the end zone, I'm scoring for a different team, and Almost reminds you of like a high school game. You know every single guy across from you. So that was it was a lot of fun. It was such an honor just to share the field with those guys.
Who were some of the people you talked to after the game? I mean, I saw a lot of one jerseys coming up. Were those all family members, parents, uncles, or who did you talk to after the game?
Family-wise, it was my whole family. My older brothers, they had my jersey on. My girlfriend, my mom, my dad, my little sister, aunts, uncles, friends and family. So yeah, there's a lot of people there to come and support.
What's your phone look like after a game like that? Do you check your phone? Like how many text messages? Just messages from friends, family.
Yeah, it got to a certain point. I had to shut it off for a little while and just kind of enjoy time with the family. Something I'm definitely not used to, but gotta get used to it now.
Does the mental preparation change this week? Just knowing you are listed as the starter, not having to wonder when you're going to get in, but this is your job for the moment.
I think just having more confidence going into it is the biggest thing. I'm preparing the same. I mean, every week I've tried to prepare like I'm the starter, and so I feel like that part stays the same. Just trying to have a little more confidence going into it that, okay, I'm in this position for a reason, and I'm going to do what I got to do.
Asked Logan about you don't often see a quarterback dump off to his tight end and then immediately outrun him to start lead blocking, and he was like, yeah, that's the play that stood out to me. I guess I don't want to ask why you do it because you're obviously helping the team, but what goes through your mind in that moment? You're taking off. I mean, obviously putting your body on the line, but obviously shows that you're a leader. Just what does that say, about yourself?
Yeah, I think just the way I was raised, my dad taught me the game to play with full effort, full confidence, and just control the controllables. And so that's something I can control is helping my guy get more yards, and that's going to help the team out. I'm going to do that every time.
Did anybody critique your blocks?
Yeah, Coach Barnett came up to me and told me I got to finish it next time and then go on to the next guy. And so I'll take that with me and hopefully I can do that next time.
Brendan, as part of the reflection process, I guess if you could look back to maybe some of those lulls or darker days at Northwestern where you weren't getting the snaps, maybe you felt like you wanted or deserved, or entering the portal, I guess what would you say to younger you who was going through some of that stuff now that you're here?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think just continue to have faith in God. I think that's been the biggest change in my life that I've made these last couple of years is just putting all faith into Him. And I think that would have helped me out through those tough times because there was definitely some tough times. And so throughout this process, I've just put my full faith in my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, and I think that's just carried me through this whole thing and it made me a new man that I am today.
It looked like you had a moment after the game. I mean, you talked to a lot of Northwestern guys, but I think there was a number one on Northwestern who you had a particularly longer moment. I don't know if it looked like maybe you shared a prayer with him. What did you guys say to each other? What was that moment?
Yeah, Cam Porter, he's my best friend. He someone I spend every day with. We train together in the off season, and late nights, early mornings together. Always talking about our dreams and our ambitions. He's someone that was a leader in my faith in my life, and we got baptized together. And so after the game, he's one of my best friends. So we just said a quick prayer together, and because we were both each other's biggest fans. So I wish nothing but the best for him, and that was a cool moment for us.
What was it like, kind of, when Coach Braun came over to congratulate you, kind of considering everything that you've been through with him?
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty cool that he had the respect to do that. It meant a lot that he did that, so I appreciate that from him.
You said you didn't play quarterback that much until high school. Like, what was kind of your positional path?
Yeah, so I played middle school was just kind of a hodgepodge of just be an athlete, go out there and play, have fun, and then my freshman year I played quarterback, and then sophomore year I played receiver on varsity, and then junior year and so forth I played quarterback.
What kind of hooked you just on the quarterback position?
I love having the ball in my hands every play, being able to have the ball, make the decisions of the game on the line. I get to make the last play. That's something that really attracted to me.
All right, pretty good performance for you on Saturday. How do you feel like you're progressing just from game one to where you personally are right now? Seems like you've already had a lot of growth. Do you feel like you've seen that in yourself too?
Yeah, from game one to about game three, I was sort of just, finding my feet, trying to get more comfortable out there, and I definitely feel like after game three, I definitely feel a lot more comfortable and a lot more loose, not as tense. So yeah, I'm happy with how I'm progressing. Definitely not perfect, still got lots to work on, but I'm pretty happy with where I'm at the moment.
What are the things you got to work on? I mean, you had 4 punts inside, I think, the 6-yard line on Saturday. What are the things that you still feel like you need to improve on?
Yeah, well, obviously I had one return for a touchdown on the weekend. That's my rollout punts. I still really need to hone in. Usually, that's not something that Australians have problems with, but, kicking all these spirals, I feel like my mechanics are sort of changing, but, I'm working on it, and, but I feel pretty confident that I can get it right, and, yeah, you know, the pooch punts are going well, but I do still need to improve on them. I had a good day, but, you know, still need to work on them in practice and fix a few things. But yeah, I was pretty happy with how they went.
How's your tackling ability? A few weeks ago we saw Drew Stevens get a tackle. I mean, are you comfortable tackling somebody if they get back to where you are?
Yeah, you know, I'm more than happy to, you know, drop the shoulder.
Okay.
Or, you know, we tackled in Australian rules football. Haven't had an opportunity to yet. You know, I obviously tried in the Troy touchdown, but I got blocked. And then on the weekend, I tried to as well. But you know, these guys are so fast, and I couldn't catch up to them. So, you know, when the opportunity arises, I'm gonna you know, let them know about it and try and legally, but you know, try and, you know, get him down.
Were you kind of in the zone first half with your punts, just dropping everything inside the 10?
Yeah, I was just trying to, you know, stay focused and not kick a touchback. Trying to, you know, I feel like that's something I've been trying to work on, is, you know, giving the gunners enough hang to get down and cover the ball. So I felt like that was a lot better. Also, my direction was a lot better going towards the pylon and the sideline. So, you know, I was happy with how the pooch punting went. Spirals were okay, you know, the rollouts still need work, as I said, but, you know, I was pretty happy with how the first half went on the weekend, yeah.
How much better are you now compared to when you got here?
I feel a lot more comfortable out there in the pocket, and I also feel a lot more loose out there. I feel like, you know, I don't really worry about getting blocked, or one thing I have sort of been focusing on is just focus on hitting a good ball rather than, you know, kicking it 50 yards, 45 yards. So, you know, just mentally, I'm happy with how I'm going out there, and I'm pretty happy with how I'm progressing. Still lots to work on, but happy with where I'm at in this season, and you know, still striving to be better.
Did you get a chance to talk to Torrey much since you've been here?
Yeah, me and him chat every now and then over text and phone. You know, he's in his rookie season in the NFL, so I try not to, you know, bug him too much. But yeah, I'm pretty independent. I feel like, you know, Coach Woods is really, you know, good with helping me out, and also Jason Baker as well. Torrey's there if I need him, and you know, I'll utilize him if I ever need him.
Do you have an NFL team, or do you find yourself watching a lot of Bears games to see Torrey? Do you have other friends that are on NFL teams anywhere?
I do watch Torrey when I can. Never really watched NFL.
Okay.
I probably should. You know, the boys talk about it in the room. I just have no idea what they're talking about. But I'm probably going to start. I'm going to have to start. You know, considering I want to try and pursue a career in the NFL. But, you know, it's I don't really have a team. I do like the Dolphins because, you know, their colours are pretty cool. But I also love, you know, I haven't been to Miami, but, you know, the weather would be great for a punter. But yeah, that's all I'm at.
Speaking of the weather, the forecast looks a little questionable for Saturday. Is that something that you keep an eye on?
Yeah, you know, Coach Woods always talks about, you know, taking it as a challenge rather than a threat, and it's not something we've particularly played in. Haven't really had a great look at the forecast, but I'm probably going to be a bit colder and maybe a little bit of rain. But, you know, I'm not really worried. I'm just going to take it as a opportunity to get used to playing in rain and you know, try and persist in it.
I know for Torrey it took a few years for him to have some family come to a game here. Have you had some family here or friends from back home that have been to Iowa games already?
Yeah, so Mum being born from Arizona, I've had like family at every single game so far. Like my auntie and my uncle and a couple of my auntie's friends were there on Saturday. I think there's one game so far where I haven't had family at. I won't have family at this game, the upcoming, but I will have like 15 plus family members for UCLA game in California, so that's pretty easy for them to get to, and from Arizona, and then my dad's coming up from Australia. But yeah, I've got some family in coming from Maryland, and then, you know, I've got that many cousins over here that are going to come to some games. I think some family will come to Nebraska as well. I'm not sure, yeah, but should have family at a lot of games over the years.
What's that like for you, just to be able to, I mean, being so far from home, still feeling like you have some connection there at each game, somebody to talk to, somebody that's there watching, especially just for you?
Sorry, do you run me through that one?
Just what's it mean to you to have family or friends or whatever at a game, just because, I mean, you're far from home, but you have somebody each week that's there watching, I mean, pretty much just for you.
Yeah, you know, it's nice to see them after the game and have them there. You know, I try not to think about it because I don't want to, you know, have my thoughts on that they're watching. But you know, it's nice. Like during the week, I went and had dinner with them. You know, and I can talk to them about family stuff and, you know, spend time with them. A lot of them I haven't seen in a long time because, you know, it was Arizona and Australia. But it's nice to have family that come and support me when, you know. Like it's so far away from them, but you know, it's awesome that they make the trip out there and, you know, support me and get around me, and you know that they're happy. Yep.
I think he's gonna continue to grow. I'm looking forward to his growth. He definitely has a chip on his shoulder, and he's gonna lead the way.
As a defensive back, I'm sure you can appreciate a quarterback who's physical. You know,
he's not afraid to stick his nose in there.
Say that again?
He's not afraid to stick his nose in there.
Yeah. Have you seen that?
Yeah, we all seen that. That was something special. You don't see that every day.
What do you think about that play when he threw it and then he's sprinting in front of Pascuzzi to lay blocks out? I mean, that was kind of out of nowhere.
Yeah, that's what I said. That's a play you don't see every day. And I think he could have ran it in himself, to be honest. You know, that's the type of guy he is, though. You know, he's a hard head lunch pail type of guy. You know, he's gonna put on the line for his guys.
I want to ask real quick one more thing. Jay Higgins, you've been with him a lot these past few years. What kind of guy is he, and, you know, just a leader, and how he's developed into kind of the player he is on defense?
Mm-hmm. Jay is definitely a unique leader. I've never seen the type of leadership that he has, where he brings the humility factor into it to like bring you down, but when it gets down to it and you need to be told something, he's going to tell you. And, he's going to tell you in a way that you understand. But I think Jay is a great leader because he brings everybody together, you know, with his humor and everything else. It's just him being Jay.
Yeah.
But when it gets down to the nitty gritty, he's going to say the right thing and say what needs to be said.
Thanks, Jermari. Appreciate it.
I know last week everybody was talking about your White Sox hat, but can we talk about the Bears game on Sunday? Were you watching it happen in person?
Yeah.
Okay.
I went right to sleep right after. That was tough. I actually didn't even see all the play. Once I seen the ball tipped up in the air and I seen the receiver back there, I just fell to the floor and kind of just, you know, took some time, you know, then got ready for bed. So yeah, that was that. It was tough. I definitely seen that play a lot, and I know they're gonna go correct it though.
Yeah.
They're a good football team. That was a hell of a game, especially by Torrey. That was a Torrey Taylor master class, you know, putting them boys deep. And, but they're gonna continue to get better though.
How much did you celebrate when you saw Torrey get drafted by the Bears? That'd be a huge moment for you.
My family was like, "Oh my gosh, you got your punter." I'm like, "I don't know what y'all just got," but now they know. Now they know.
Yeah.
That's it.
Was that moment on Sunday kind of a teachable moment for, like, I mean, Tyreek Stevenson obviously has gotten some attention the last few days, but just like not taking any plays off, or, you know, making sure you do finish the final 60 minutes?
Yeah, no doubt. And I don't know the responsibilities that they had in that play, but I'm sure they're professionals. They're gonna get it corrected, and, you know, they're gonna learn from their lessons and move forward.
Yeah, it was kind of like an unspoken thing.
Yeah.
I mean, like, we had to discuss about, like, after that Michigan State loss, like, what went wrong, but like there was just we didn't talk about it too much. Like we just had, hey guys, we gotta be better. Like everyone had a feeling like this is not us. Like we gotta play better. We can play better.
Yeah.
So it was just kind of one of those things, and that's exactly what we did. We just came out and just everyone was like it was like a little chip on their shoulders. So. No, it was definitely fun though to play in that game.
You know, Rhys hit a couple of punts inside the 10 there, and you hear that north end zone getting loud as a defense going out onto the field. How exciting is that to come out to that type of energy and knowing you can make a play like a safety like you did?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's exactly what we want to do. When we got them back there, we want to keep them back there, and whenever you do, like, you're successful at doing that, it just adds more fuel to the fire, and. I mean, yeah, you gotta love as a defense. Have that opportunity to keep them back, and they do come out. Just keep on playing the ball, keep on playing the game. So. Yeah.
The Wisconsin game last year was kind of your, not necessarily your breakout game, but one game that, like, boy, a lot of people really started paying attention to Sebastian Castro. Is Wisconsin an opponent you look forward to? Is that a team that you really enjoyed this rivalry that you guys have against them?
I mean, being here at Iowa for 6 years now, I understand that this game is an important game for the state. So, I mean, yeah, it's just a game you want to play in. If you really love this game, it's just you just can't wait, because it's Wisconsin is going to be, it's like bragging rights really for the year. So, I mean, yeah.
Any moment from last year's game that stood out as maybe a favorite memory, or a favorite memory overall against Wisconsin in your 6 years here?
Just maybe just getting the pick. If I'm being completely honest, maybe getting the pick, seeing the game. Yeah. I knew I could have ran the whole way if I'm being completely honest, but during practice I would run the whole way. Sometimes the guys would tell me to go down, but it was funny because it happened in the game. I had the opportunity to run, but I just fell down. But it was I guess right thing to do.
Yeah.
I would say that's what I remember the most, and just seeing the game, and then be able to go home. It was my birthday that day too, so yeah, it was a good day.
Cade looks like might be injured. Brendan taking the reins. What have you noticed from Brendan through these first 2 months or so as he's been working with the offense?
Yeah, I think him and Cade, they've just, since even fall camp, they've competed against each other for so long now, and Brendan's done a great job of playing his role, and we've used him well, and he's done a great job, and I think now he's got a great opportunity to go out there and play at a high level, which I think he did this past Saturday too, and I think he's going to continue to grow and get better at things. I'm really excited for him. Obviously, it sucks not having Cade out there with us, because you love having a guy like that, but I'm excited for Brendan and the opportunity he has.
The ability for him to run the football, that added dimension.
Yeah.
It adds something to the offense, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. When you got a guy who can break away and run for forever, it seems like, which is what he was doing this past Saturday, it definitely opens things up, and it's harder on defense to have to guard inside zone, outside zone, than a quarterback who can possibly pull it, and then the pass game as well, right? So we have a lot of opportunities to do some things on Saturday.
Not normally where you see a quarterback on a screen pass then get out and sprint ahead and block for the guy who catches it.
Yeah.
As a lineman, what'd you make of that play and just his blocking ability there?
That was awesome. I didn't know exactly what happened. I just remember seeing the streak down the sideline. Then I look up at the video board and see number one sprinting and blocking for Scoos, and I was like, oh, man, that's awesome. You want to play for a guy like that. So I love seeing that. You don't see quarterbacks do that very often.
In that same breath, it just feels like Brendan gave a spark, not just to the offense, but like the whole team. Like he's high-fiving the special teams guys. He's, just in general, just seems like a really contagious, infectious personality. How would you describe what it's like just being with him out there?
Yeah, absolutely. I think you see how hard he works in practice and the tempo he brings. We played quarterback at a high level last year for Northwestern, and he's doing the same thing for us right now. He did a lot of red zone, but now he's got the reins. He's going to play a 4-quarter game for us, and I think he's going to do a lot of great things. We love playing with him. He's fun to be around. A lot of energy. He's just a lot of fun to be around.
Is that his personality all the time? I didn't know if that was because he was just like getting his first big reps of the season, or is that who he is on the field all the time?
It's just who he is all the time. He's awesome to be around. Super fun to be around. We'll sit down at meals with him in the All-American room, just sit and joke around. He's kind of like, him and Cade are kind of like an extended part of the O-line, right? We just love hanging out with them and joking with them. They're just a lot of fun to be around, and that's what you want as a quarterback.